Hello everyone, welcome back to our Placement Training Institute YouTube channel. So this is your first video in code analysis series. So as I said earlier, in this series we are going to do an analysis of a particular code, like how the questions of that code will be now. It will be either a snippet, like a code input and output will be given, and based on that an input and output you have to write a code. Like that kind of questions will be there, and some of the basic concepts will be discussed in detail, because some students felt some like sorting, searching kind of concepts difficult in the classes, as well as I got messages like that in social media platforms as well. So we are going to discuss those kind of topics, and I'll take some examples in that topics, and I'm going to analyze the code for that particular topic. So those kind of questions and answers for that questions will be coming in this series. Okay, so without any further delay, let's see the first question that we are going to solve for this session. Okay, so let me share the question for you guys. So this is the question for today. So actually the question is, you have to write a program using a for loop. That is, the output of that code should be like as the below image. So the output should be like the below image, which means this is how the output screen should look like. We have to ask a message like enter a number. The user has to enter a number. This number has to be entered by the user. It is user specific number. Okay, it can be either 8, it can be either 100, it can be either 1, whatever the user want to give, he can give. So if the user gives that number, what you have to do is, this is how the output screen you have to display, like the same manner. So what you have to do first, you have to this is a decrement operator and this is an increment operator. Okay, initially you have to enter the same number that user gives, and here your next step, you have to decrement that number and you have to increment this number, then increment this number, increment this number, likewise it goes, and here it goes by decrementing order. So this is the question they are asking us to do. See guys, in your interviews also you are going to face these kind of questions. They'll simply give the sample input and output, and they're expecting you to write a code. They won't give an explanation for that code. Okay, so by seeing that input and output statements like this, you can able to understand what the question they are coming to ask. Okay, so here you have to bring this output screen, but you have to do it using the for loop. That is for loop only. Okay, now let me share the answer for this particular question and let me explain to you guys. Okay, so once again, let me share the Chrome page with you. Okay, I hope you can able to see the screen now. So first, as the output screen suggests, we are asking the user enter a number in the printf statements, and we are getting that number in the value variable. Before that, we have declared a value variable. Okay, so assume the value that we are going to enter as 8, as it is shown in the sample output case. And what we are doing, we are using another decrement value and increment value. Initially, we assigned both the steps as value. Why? Because you remember now, the first step, both the increment and decremented value should be same, like what the user gives the input, that same should be displayed in the output screen, right? So that the same thing should be displayed in the first step. Okay, fine. And then in the output screen, there is this kind of lines is there, and this kind of minus minus and plus plus, those increment operators is there, and we are separated by a tab space. Why? Because in that output screen it looked like that manner only, no? Like this is like some spaces are there, so we have used the tab spaces. You people know aware of that, right? Tab spaces give 8 tab give 8 spaces. Okay, so since they're asked to use the for loop, we are using the for loop. You people know this concept, no? If there is only one line of code below the for loop or the if loop, like this condition, like this kind of looping, you no need to give the braces, this opening braces and close braces. Since it is only one line of code, you no need to give the braces. If it is more than one line, you have to give the braces. In case for the one line, if you give the braces, then there is no problem. Okay, so I hope you got it. So now they asked you to do this code using the for loop, right? So what we did over here, we just declared the for loop for, and we use the iterator. So you have to follow the naming conventions. You should not use for I, j like that and all. You have to use the legible names like iterator, pointer, like that. Okay. So iterator, we have started the cursor and we are printing it like iterator. How many times we need to run this iterator is we need to run this iterator for 8 plus 1 times, which means you need to print the value for 0 to 8. Now see the question first. Question again, once again clearly. You see here the value printed from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which means the number entered is 8. Okay. But you see how many times the loop run? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times the loop has run. Why? Because it has to print 0 to 8. The decremented value has to be 0 to 8 and the incremented value has to be 8 to 2 times of that number. So which means it has to run for number, that is the user entered number, plus 1 times. Why that plus 1 means you have to print that number as well, right? And you have to print it till 0. So that is why the looping value should run for number times. So we are, if you start the iterator from 0, then you have to run the loop for n times. That is considered this is the n. Okay. So the same thing we had did over here. What we did, we just run this loop starts from 0 to less than or equal to value times. Here the value is 8, right? So we run this loop from 0 to 8 times. That is 0 to 8 means totally 9 times we ran this loop. Okay. So 9 times while we ran this loop for 9 times. So first iterator equal to 0, it goes inside the for loop, and in this printf statements, what you're printing, we're just printing the percentage d. And you see, if you print percentage d, it sees the corresponding integer value. What is that corresponding operators that we have printed over is a decrement minus decrement value minus minus. What it is means is it is a post decrement and it is a post increment. So in this case, what it has to do is first it prints the value, and in the next iterations only it will take the decremented result. See guys, once for the iterator, now consider the iterator value is 0. Okay, so since the condition is true, that is iterator value 0 is less than or equal to 8, this condition satisfies. So what it does, it goes inside this for loop. So inside this for loop, if you see in this for loop, there is a printf statement, so you are printing percentage d. The percentage d refers to this decrement value. So what is the value of the decrement value? It is 8. Okay. And once it is printed 8 in the output screen, the compiler sees, oh, we have to do it decrement. We have to decrement that decrement value variable. Okay. Why? Because it is a post decrement, which means what? The compiler first prints this number, then only it will start to decrement the number, right? So it will post decrement it. So once the value get printed, after this in a memory, the decrement value will be replaced from 8 to 7. Okay. Okay. Next, there will be a tab space. After that, there is an increment value. Increment value means what? Here the increment value is also 8. So it prints 8 in the output screen. After that, the compiler, what it does, it incremented that increment value by 1, right? So in the memory, the increment value will be changed from 8 to 9. Again, the for loop will get, the iterator will get incremented. Now the iterator will move from 0 to 1. Now the condition checks 1 less than or equal to 8. Now the condition same, sorry, true. Next goes inside this for loop. Inside the for loop, you see here also the percentage d. Now the percentage d is referred to decrement value. What is the decrement value now? It is 7. See, since I have given next line over here, it will come to the next line. And in the next line, it will be printing 7. And then after it will be printing tab space, 2 tab spaces. And after that percentage d. Before it moving to this place, the decrement value, after that we are doing the decrement of that number, right? Post decrement. So once that particular value get printed, it decrement the value in the memory. I hope you understand the concept of post decrement, guys. What is the concept of post decrement is, first it print the value of that particular variable. After that, it will decrement that value in the memory. Pre-decrement is first it will decrement and then it print it in the output screen. Okay. Since all the numbers that I have typed are in the comment, if I run it also, it won't throw me an error. Okay. So let me run this code and I'll see you. See, similar way, this loop will run for 9 times and the output will be coming to you. Let me run the code and let me show you how the output is coming. See, it is asking to enter a number. Let me enter 8 and give enter. You see the output screen 8765431 and the same thing. Now let me rerun it again. and let me give some another value, like let me give some bigger value, 54, and enter. You see, it starts from 54 to 0, and it starts from 54 to 108, which is nothing but 54 into 2, that is 108. Okay, so this is how this code will work, guys. So this is one of the important, like this kind of questions will be most frequently asked in interviews. So this will be very helpful for you guys if you guys are aware about this. So that is why we took this topic for code analysis today. Let's stop our video for here today's class, and we'll see you soon in another interesting video in the next code analysis episode. Okay, if you guys like this series, kindly give a thumbs up, and if you have any queries, write us to us through the social media platforms, or you can write to us in the comment section as well. Okay, hope you guys like this, and we'll see you soon in another interesting video in the next class. Till then, bye bye, stay tuned.